For this screencast, we're going to focus on the idea of adding a resource in the format of a web page or a link to a file. So you want to make sure that you turn editing on, and that in the section you're working in, you work over to the right hand side under the Add a Resource drop-down menu. We'll pull down the menu, and we're going to compose the link to a file or website. As the page refreshes, there's a few options that should look similar to from previous material. One being the name. Again, the name will be what identifies to the student. So you want to match it up with your syllabus. Here is the summary section. That's more for the instructor's use of being able to summarize what it is you're working or doing. Down, where it gets a little bit different. Now that we're composing a link to a web page or a file that we have uploaded into Moodle, or we need to upload into Moodle, we have to go out and choose. This is the point where you can search for a web page, and by clicking on search for a web page, that will drop you into Google search, and then from there you can search for what you need, or even it gives you a separate internet window that you could type your address in, go to, and then be able to cut and paste the web address into this box. So I'll just click that, and moving your screen up and over. Notice now we have dropped into Google. Okay, and so from here, if I scoot it up even further, okay, from here you can see that you have your own now separate internet browser, and that you can manipulate it how you'd like. You would then just take, I'm going to cut this web ad, I'm going to close this out, and then I would come down and I would paste it in. And then I would go through the process of saving this with that web address in place, and then the students would then, when they clicked on the link that I provided in the name, the Google web page would pop up. Alright, so I'm going to take that off, and in the same I'm going to show you how to upload a file. Now there's a couple ways how to add files. You can do it through the file folder under the administration block, or you can do it as you need them individually through this step. So I'm going to click on choose upload a file. It's going to give me a pop-up screen. Now what this is doing is that this is dropping me into my file folder I have created so far for this course. So these are all the items that are already in my file folder. But if I scroll down to the bottom of the page, you notice there's a few more choices. And something we'll talk about when we get strictly into the file folders, how to manipulate this and create files and subcategories. But for what we're going to do here, I want to be able to bring in a new file. So let's go to upload a file. And this is going to be very similar to how you operate on your own PC. You're going to be given a browse, or Mac users, you're going to be given a browse that then drops me into the computer I'm working on. I'm going to go and I'm going to pull up a, pull up a Word file for assessing the validity of online resources. I'm going to click open. That's going to drop that file in right in here, similar to the way you would upload a document for an email. I'm going to hit upload this file. Now I'm back into the initial page or the initial screen that's inside the file folder, and now I need to go find that document. File uploaded successfully. I'm going to click on the box next to it, put the check mark in there, and then roll your screen over. You would have the option of now at this point renaming it or just choosing it. I'm going to choose it. Now notice that screen goes away, and inside the location item here we have considerations for assessing the validity of online material. I'm then going to scroll down. I'm going to set this for new, but it pops up. I'm going to scroll. Save and return to course. Now drop back into that initial page inside of your the link. And because it's a Word document and Moodle identifies it being a Word document, it gives you the icon that recognizes Word document. If I was to have links to the Google website, it would have given you more of this icon up here with kind of like a globe image on top of a blank sheet of paper.